In just a minute or two, we'll have a giveaway started in which there'll be 25 total winners, right? So we're going to keep the prizes. Yeah. We're going to keep the prizes a secret for now. We'll show what it is later, but yeah, there'll be 25 winners. All you have to do is go to the Livestage giveaway channel and react. There's a big green enter button. If you have trouble with it at first, sometimes if a lot of people try to enter at once, you're just going to have to click on view giveaway and enter it from the site. Is everyone finding it right? Everyone's good? Right. If someone kind of comes in and asks later, please guide them towards it. But yeah, there'll be 25 different winners, and we'll talk a little bit more about the prizes and how to claim them towards the end of the live stage. All right. But yeah, let's go ahead and start stuff. So live stage summary channel is where I'm going to be starting to post stuff. And before we get into the meat and potatoes, I wanted to give everyone a quick reminder. But we are having a usual promo. We have these pretty often, and yeah, it's simple on our official X channel. Yeah, so Mio posted the link there as well. All you have to do is be following the account and repost, and the more pre-posts, the more rewards. This will be ending along with the live stage. So right now, what are we at? We're almost to the crystal goal. I think 660. So 800 is the crystal goal, and then potions are unlimited after that. Yeah. So if you want to contribute to that, to max out on the amount of crystals everyone gets, go ahead and help contribute to that goal. Yeah. So okay, thank you, Knox. I got your thing. So thanks also for setting up the giveaway channel. But yeah, so there's the live stage Discord giveaway that will be going on for an hour, and then there's another hour left in this repost promo. Yeah, we'll be discussing a little bit more of that at the end. But yeah, so that's a reminder. Now let's, without further ado, let's start talking about the first big update. We're going to be having a maintenance on the 10th evening. 6 p.m. on the 10th PST, so it will end around midnight on the 11th, Tuesday PST. And the first update, are there any guesses? Turkey update, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there may yeah. You get brownie points if you guess right. But actually, there's several. But the first thing we will be talking about is a new episode for Grand Crusade. Right. So Grand Crusade, basically, if you don't already know, maybe you're a new player, maybe you haven't tried it yet, it's a permanent game mode that is essentially kind of infinitely scaling. So you fight stronger and stronger enemies in ever increasing areas, right? Increase the difficulty, while building up stats that are exclusive to that game mode. Right, that's the kind of gist of it, and the biggest benefit of this game mode is that there are dozens of equips that are exclusive to Grand Crusade, and that you are able to also kind of essentially make true equips for certain units because you can specialize these Grand Crusade exclusive equips to those units. You can also apply crest effects to those equips. There's a lot of pretty crazy stuff you can do. Anyone have any other input on Grand Crusade or any suggestions or anything they want to let newer players especially know about it?
I am a heavy advocate for Grand Crusade. I think it is an amazing game mode, and especially for new players, because with the Grand Crusade equips, you don't have to upgrade them or limit break them for them to reach their full potential. As soon as you make them, they're already maxed out. So it's a giant bonus for new players. You just got to play it a little bit, get a little further, and once you get to the point where you can make 4-star and 5-star equips, you can just make them, and they're great.
Yes, there are especially 4-star physical and magical equips in game. There are not so many good ones, but you can make ones that will give your unit, fill your unit's art gauge, for example, increase their attack, and if you put a crest on top of it, and they can also have side bonuses So you can make pretty good equips actually for your units, and it's free basically. All you need to do is play the game.
Yeah, at first I was really against Grand Crusade, but now I'm so far behind and I'm trying to catch up. And it's exactly what you just said. You know, the 4-star equips are something that you could utilize for your units. So go at it. Don't fall behind like I did.
And
Yeah.
Also,
Truth of
especially
Eternity on your defense equips too for your taunt tanks. You know, that's a great trick.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like
basically,
something should be mentioned is how your levels will not really carry over between the episodes. So you are still starting over at the bare minimum for stats. It is not a bug when it releases. Do not act like it's a bug, please.
yeah.
There's a
But
reason
I
why
mean,
there's chapter 1 and chapter 2, because it does reset throughout, and it's there to demonstrate that.
and
yeah, so if you
some of the
haven't-
equips to keep an eye out for, number 1 is going to be Vulture Mask. Number 2 is going to be, I don't know what it is, but it's coming in episode 3. Those 2 equips are by far the best in the game. Like, they are amazing equips. You should definitely try your best to get those.
Deep Slayer also for Hero Saitama.
Or any attack damage boost unit, honestly.
Alright.
It's just that Saitama
Yes.
that handles that the best because he has 2 slots.
I mean, essentially, it's like super customizable to your needs as well. Like if you need to make an equip that has really high attack, slap attack crests on them, or you need something for your taunt takes, like was mentioned, slapping Truth Eternity quest on basically anything, or slapping up an Arts Gauge up crest on something, just to have more startup. There's a lot of customizability, and of course, everything is free. Just playing through the game mode. Even if you have trouble as a new player, honestly, you could just over level. You could just farm up the beginning areas that you can handle if you can't handle the higher areas yet. So yeah, definitely do give it a try. You don't lose anything. It's only a positive. But we'll move on real quick just to mention, as usual, there is a login bonus that's coming with it. There'll be something maybe unfamiliar to certain players, which is the day 4 item. Because a new item called tonics are going to be coming into the for the mode. Will be exclusive to Grand Crusade, and basically the gist of it is that you can use them to increase the Regalia XP you get, which basically increases stats like HP, attack, physical resistance, magic resistance, things like that, depending on what kind of tonic it is. Right. And then there's other items that increase the AP, which is required to travel tiles, and also your stamina for units. Right. There are some that increase a single unit stamina, an entire team-wide stamina, like for everyone. So be sure to use them, efficiently. Right. If you only have one unit out of stamina, then you probably want to use the individual stamina refresh rather than the team-wide one. Quick stones, which increase the rate at which the cooldown finishes for replenishing stamina, et cetera. So especially if you've been claiming your expedition, because you can get every day, probably 2-3 times it can refill. You can get regular potions or stamina or AP potions from that. So the AP potions you can use in this game mode. Really, if you're playing efficiently, and you're like going through all the areas, considering all the AP refreshes you get as well, and when you battle, you can also get an AP refund. You probably could just blaze through to like 90-ish. I think I did to 87 or something on my first time in episode 2 before I ran out. But it's going to depend how often you're battling, et cetera, how efficient you're being. But so the big thing in this episode is, some people already know, but yeah, there's going to be a free Ascended Ultra Luck unit who has a character was introduced in the previous episode. But yeah, Ascended Ultra Luck unit, the first free Ascended Ultra Luck unit. So Ascended unit with 140 luck, and you only have to get to area 10, like it says. So it's pretty easy, even for account that started in its first week. So we're also going to talk about Vena real quick too, and then I'll kind of hand it over to the advisors to talk about, especially for newer players. I mean, anyone, it's nice to have if you don't have a 140 luck unit yet. She will be nice to have, but
How do you get the luck for her?
Right. So going through, there'll be you saw in the first image too. There's kind of these. You can get LB units from like some of them are from EX bosses, like defeat an EX boss. Some of them are for defeating area bosses. So it depends, different kinds of things. In the game mode, you just advance, and you'll collect those kind of enhancement stones. So you'll be able to limit break her just through playing. You don't have to use any like normal limit break stones, and you'll be able to get her luck up to 140 that way. So it might take a little bit, but yeah, just play through the game mode, and you'll be able to get the free limit break copies. Yeah, so make sure you check the missions too as well.
So
Yeah,
your Vena's luck stat is based on how much you completed Grand Crusade, so we can see any slackers out there.
yeah, yeah. So we'll know how much. We'll know how much. But so you can see from her kit, it's very regalia based, and that's basically if people know about Azel. He's kind of based on that regalia kind of thing, but instead of consuming it, right, her effects are kind of based on how much you have at the time, and it stacks up. By the way, the passives aren't shown here, but she has a 4 arts per second passive, a 1 regalia per second passive outside of Grand Crusade, 2 within Grand Crusade, and also she gets permanent DR for Earth allies depending on how much regalia you have. So at max 300 regalia, that's 30% team-wide DR, which will stack with every other type. So that's going to be pretty useful, but it takes time to unlock all that. Yeah, but do our advisors or guests have any kind of comments or advice for new players, especially concerning Vena?
Well, it looks like she's going to be pretty solid for starting on Earth teams. And as always, luck units are amazing, especially for starting players. Getting a free luck 140 ascended unit is just amazing. If you don't know, luck gives you more drops when you fight battles. So at the end screen, at the bottom half has your luck drops. The more luck you have, the more drops you're going to get there.
Yeah. And farmable luck units in the regular events are pretty weak, right? They're not ascended, so you just bring them along for the luck most of the time. So having an ascended unit, even though she might not be as good as some of the more recent ones because she's farmable, at least it's already more solid. You can also use her on Summoner's Road, for example, to increase your luck gauge faster.
Yeah, and
I guess I'm the only one who does that.
I kind of do that as well. Yeah, for Dun rollers especially because her true arts increase Earth attack, and Okarun has that damage boost 1, so that will help his damage out like a little bit. He already scales a lot in damage, but this will help. This will at least be like it makes it such that the slot is not useless. Like for your luck unit.
It's going to take a long time to, get to the full 300%. Not as much in Grand Crusade as half the time, but yeah, 300% attack boost on someone that has, that attacked damage conversion passive. Yes, is kind of bonkers.
And that 4-star, the 4-star support equipment is perfect for Dignified Silence, which helps you with your team to nuke as fast as you can for whatever stage you're on.
Yeah, Dignified Silence.
And she has a 5-star defense. She has a 5-star defense for holding defensive equips because in Grand Crusades, mobs hit really hard at some point.
You hit hard?
I've seen screenshots of Sly with like 4 million damage.
Oh yeah, Sly, Gunman Void. There's some guys that will just kind of like pop you in like 0.2 seconds.
It's not even 0.2. It's like even faster.
Yeah, so especially in Grand Crusade, having units with passive DR is very, very nice.
It's crazy, yes.
Yeah. But we will kind of move on a bit. We'll have more information on Vena and the Grand Crusade Episode 3 tomorrow in a new notice. But so now some of you might be asking, all right, so if Vena's a free unit, then is there no one to summon on? Concerning that, a lot of people have been asking for certain units to rerun, certain GS units, especially someone who two people who haven't had a rerun yet. So this is their first opportunity to have a rerun and to claim them again. But yeah, new Thanksgiving banner will start along with the Grand Crusade update in about 3 days. Yeah. So it'll be your first chance. So everyone else on the banner has come back at least once, but the new Hart and Roy, this will be their first return. They will all be on the same banner, 10 featured Ascended units. There will be 2 banners. One is kind of your standard one, where everyone's there, has the free multi, the paid one, the single, which if you're spicy, then you might have done the singles before. But yeah, so it'll be kind of the standard banner, and then there will be a step up banner that you can complete once, maximum one time, and on the last step is guaranteed one of the featured Ascended units, right? So there's 2 Ascended units of each element featured. They all share the same hero gems. So if you're missing especially multiple of these units, this might be the time. Yeah. Do any advisors or guests have any advice for especially newer players on who they might want to aim for if they're interested?
For newer
Never
players,
hurts to
any
do the
unit on this
multi.
banner is going to be great.
Yeah.
This is an amazing banner. And personally, I cannot wait to summon on it. I'm missing HK Roy, and he would just complete my account.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So this.
I think. Yeah, sorry, you go
ahead.
first. Oh, I was
Alright.
just gonna say, just do your guaranteed, and whether we want most players to pity Roy would be up in the air. I think it would depend on your box, honestly, for the most part. But I think most players know what Roy does. Most people would look out and pity him anyway. So
And then, of course, you could pick up someone along the way that, especially, I mean, if you're a newer player, there's likely you're missing 2 or more of these guys. Yeah.
Even the 5 that are featured right here, Kurosame is an amazing tank. Hart, he's a great arch gener actually, and a amazing damage dealer. Liza is really, really good support. She has the equip CT, which I know a lot of people don't like, but me personally, I'm a great fan of equipment CT. It's amazing. And then War God Fen, he's the support unit. He is utility in a nutshell. He's so good at everything. He is a great support on any team you put him on. And then HK Roy, for newer players, he's not going to be as good. He's a little slow to start, but once you can get him to start, he is one of the best, if not the best unit in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're 2.5 years later, and I think War Hero Fen is still. I mean, I think he's still him. So definitely, if you don't have him, he will be very welcome, right?
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with this banner at all.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of War Hero Fen, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I love playing with Roy. He's one of my favorite units. So, yeah, great banner. Definitely worth the guaranteed multi. Even if you get dupes, you can feed them into your units to limit break 6 or 7 them. It's never lost, really.
And there's some people asking, you can exchange for these units. They all share the same hero gems. So yeah, you can exchange for them.
yeah, then there's probably more of a reason to go deep on this banner, like just because if you get Roy early or whoever early, you can always pity like someone else that's always good, like Fen.
Yeah, I would aim for a Roy too. But then again, if you're missing a taunt tank, you need to get Kurosame. He's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, so speaking of Fen though, we do have another kind of pretty big update concerning Fen. So some of you know, but on the 8th anniversary of Grand Summoners JP, 4 Ascended units were added to the Forever Summons. Originally, we were going to wait until our 8th anniversary on Global, which is in February, to add those 4. But instead, we are going to start early, right? So we are going to lead into the anniversary and through the anniversary by having the first ever 4-part Forever Summons.
4
that's
parts.
crazy.
4 parts. The most we've had before is 2 parts, but this time 4 Ascended units, War Hero Fen, Kirisame, Hazuki, and Berwick, will be added one at a time, one for each part for 4 consecutive months, about 120 days, very close to that. One at a time. They will be added, additively, so they don't go away once they're in. But yeah, 4 consecutive parts of Super Forever Summons with 1 new Ascended unit added to each part. Instead of just waiting until the anniversary comes and just having like 1 or maybe 2 parts with all of them at once, there's going to be 4 different Forever Summons. And this will lead into kind of one of the points we'll be talking about later in the live stream, but this is also a way for to pick up more units and also to accumulate a lot more crystals, because this is the first 4-parter. So a lot of people have been hoping for Ascended units to, especially War Hero Fen himself, to come on the Forever Summons. And this will also be starting with the new update coming again on the 11th, along with Grand Crusade and the Thanksgiving Summons. Anyone, of course, I think War Hero Fen is probably going to be one of the biggest suggestions, but especially for newer players, do we have any guests that might have suggestions on who they might want to look for in these Forever Summons?
You can see at the bottom. You got it, Master Rich. You got it. You go first.
War Hero Fen, Emperor, Heart, Juno, all of them right there are good. But even if you don't get lucky, there's a lot of gems to obtain, and there's 4 parts. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to this. And there's a lot of good units. I already made a guide on it, but then go ahead, Quasar.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong, but War God Fen is the first one getting added, right?
Yes, that's right.
So you're gonna have 4 months where you have a chance to get War God Fen every day for 4 months. That's like I never got him on my account. I've only experienced him on alts. I cannot wait to hopefully get him on my main account. And for some of the other Awoken units, I would recommend like Miranda or Thetis if you don't have a tank. And another great unit that I always forget about, and I feel like he's not really ever featured a lot, Mizuki the 12th.
Oh yeah.
He is an amazing unit. He's one of the very few Awoken units I don't have, and he is probably one of the best Awoken GS units.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will fill in that, especially the status cleanse and status resist niche that not a lot of units have, while also having a lot of other stuff going for them.
Yeah, and provides 100 Argent to the team.
Yeah, quick burst upon entering Third Eye. So that's also really nice. Yeah.
Helps out with a lot of startup issues that most new players do have. And if you want to know more about like what we should get for Forever Summons, we have a Discord text channel for that, where you can see any like priority units to take. Just go over to the Forever Summons FAQ.
Also, don't get just focused in on War God Fen. The other Ascended units getting added to this banner are amazing. Kirasame, one of the best taunt tanks in the game, still, even after years after he's been released. And Hazuki, she is amazing for light teams. She has she has DR, she has arts damage up, she has light res down. She's a great unit. Those 3 are really good. Sorry, Demon Edge Berwick. But yeah.
Yeah. Remember though, don't be greedy.
On the last one only.
If you see a good unit, you just take it. Don't try to gamble, because they'll come back in the other parts.
Yeah, we have 3 more parts. Just take whatever good unit you have, because the unit chooses you more than you choose the unit. So
they might not show up again.
Unit. Yeah, exactly. I think I chased Simon for like 4 summons, and the moment I got him, he was like irrelevant already.
Also, keep in mind, every day you don't pick a unit, you get a gem for free. So if you just want to save up gems and you're good with the units you have, you don't really care about the unit you're going to get, you can just get a free gem every day from these. Yeah. And for 4 months, that's like 120 free gems.
Yeah.
We know who is the next on part 2? Is there any...
Yeah, so the order will be Fen, Kirisame, Hazuki, and Berwick.
All right, saving the best for last, I see.
All right. One quick note, though. I mean, one thing I want to note is that everything we say in this live stage, right? It's planned. There's like a 99.9% chance it will come to be, but just in case, refer to the official notice when it comes out because there could always be slight changes, slight differences. So keep that in mind. Yeah, just quick disclaimer. But yeah, I mean, nothing should really change, but yeah. And also, one thing to note, the deluxe part of it, if you're unsure about that, every summon you get it fills up a gauge up to 5. Once you have that filled up, whoever you roll, you can re-roll for someone of that same element, or you can decide to do that a different day when a certain element comes by that you're looking for. So that can also be one strategy to help hone in on someone. But like people said, it's best to have like a list, kind of, maybe a few options rather than just one specific unit. Or you could also just, either risk it or just, say whatever and just summon every day for the crystals. So it kind of just depends on an individual. Yeah, that'll be pretty nice for players. One other kind of Thanksgiving little special that's coming up. Longtime players will probably be familiar with this, but the roulette wheel will be coming back. Yeah. So for people who
Yes.
don't know this, basically for
Nice.
newer players, if you started your account, you probably noticed that in your first week, you had a wheel to roll, and at least once during that week, you were guaranteed to get 100 summons. The other 6 days, you could get 10, 20, 30, or maybe even 100 if you're really lucky. You could get it twice. But probably on average, you would get like 170, 180. And now this is coming back. So whether you're a new player who just had it, whether you're a longtime player, maybe you just want, free rainbow gems, or maybe you're still missing limit breaks on certain units and you don't want to use unit LB stones on them. You could find a limit break from this. And newer players can pick up certain units that they might be missing to help, fill out a roster, fill out a role that they don't have. Any quick suggestions from our guests for, I think you should probably keep at least one of, every unit you get. But if you don't have someone or whom a new player might be wanting to utilize, do we have any input from guests?
Yeah, keep one unit for sure so that you can build your LB stones, rainbow gems after you limit break them 5 times, and then save your elk gems, guys. Save them. It's really useful.
Yeah, I've on the recent Halloween banner, I have actually been saving all of my elk gems for a later unit, but that Halloween elk banner that caught my eye a little bit, and I ended up spending 140,000 elk. So I'm going
Did
to
you get who you
definitely
wanted?
need this. I'm no comment. I did not get a thing, but I'm hoping this right here is going to help me rebuild my elk pool a little bit before the unit that I want comes.
Yeah, so this is going to, yeah.
And
I mean, yeah,
for
basically it'll
newer
just restock your Alk.
Yeah, as far as the
if you pick
units
it up.
on this go, I don't know what units are on these. Do you have like some of the good units that can actually be
It should be
pulled
the
from this?
permapool.
Okay.
It's permapools, yes.
So for probably newer players, if you're missing them, especially if you just recently started, I mean, there are tickets also to get some of them, but right here you can view some of the main ones. Healers, you have Aristella, Muse, Platina for Breaker. You kind of have Fen and Fidel for that supporting. You got damage resist with Fidel, and a barrier, and you have kind of Arts Gauge, Arts Gen, and Quip CT with Fen. And then of course Sandstone, she's still I think underrated. Like she's still putting in work in the big 2025, I think. If you're missing other kind of defensive units, mitigation units, still extremely solid in that regard. So if you need a mitigator, yeah, she could be your girl.
And I've lately I've been doing the mono runes a lot, and in the mono runes, there's a lot of times where you just need just a random awoken unit. So definitely try your best to get all of them because sometimes you might need them.
You will definitely need them.
Yeah, I mean, one example off the top of
Especially
my
for
head.
rainbow gems, yeah.
Yeah. Also, with Master Rich, what he's saying, like the rainbow gems. If you're ever like
Yeah.
wondering how to get those true weapons for your units, your new crossover units, you get those with rainbow gems, and this is the best way to get rainbow gems. Once you get a unit to LB5 and you put a dupe into them, you get a rainbow gem, and once you get a little bit wealthier with your units, like every pull I do just gives me a rainbow gem, so I'm drowning in rainbow gems.
Mm-hmm. And even if you have 100 rainbow gems, it goes just like that too. So you need to save up.
Yeah, I mean, the longer you play, the easier it gets to stack up, and true equips are essentially always free. So yeah, it's good to kind of keep units, limit break them, and just collect rainbow gems and all. So probably new players, veterans alike, it'll be a nice little boost. But yeah, that'll also be coming along with this update. And then kind of one final thing for this specific update, as people, if you've been playing a while, you're probably aware, quick, I guess it's a hashtag ad. But Black Friday packs will be returning. If you're someone who, for example, kind of maybe wanted to buy something, but you didn't feel like it was high enough value for you, this is the time where it has the packs that have the most crystal to currency ratio. Especially, I think a lot of people will be interested in the top left one, the Bargain Blast one, because essentially, I mean, it's basically like a reskin of the New Summoner pack, aka Dollar Pack. It's the same content, for it depends on your currency, but 1 USD. And yeah, that's not connected to the current dollar pack that's in the shop. It's its own thing. So even if you already got the current one, it's another one to grab. So yeah, that's there, and we'll have all of these available. Starting with the update, they'll last for about 3 weeks, until about a week after Black Friday. Yeah, we'll have more information on that soon. Let's see. Okay, so now we have a new event to talk about. Usually, we kind of only mention maybe the next one, but following the kind of Grand Crusade and Thanksgiving update, we're going to be having another big update, a new event and ascended unit with it, coming out about a couple weeks. We'll have more info on the exact date soon, but less than 2 weeks after the Grand Crusade update. Okay, any guesses? I see some guesses.
Definitely a lot of guesses.
No correct answers.
Yeah, not yet. Not any correct
No
answers.
correct answers.
Everybody says
Come on.
platinum.
I see one
Because it's the
possible
one we
answer.
wanted.
Okay, I
see
saw
one.
one.
Yes.
I saw one. Okay.
Yeah, we got one.
All right, I'll go ahead and reveal it. But I think some
It's not
people.
Goku.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were asking actually for this unit to come right after they got announced on JP, because they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to wait 2 years or whatever." But you do not have to wait 2 years. Don't worry, he's here. But yeah,
W right
it
there.
is.
This
Yeah.
is massive from the GS team. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, so this is a very, I think, I don't know about sought after, but a very looked for a unit people have been looking forward to. For those who don't know, there was a vote in JP last year to decide an alternate unit. And what do you know? Emperor won. So an alternate unit was made of Emperor, and it's not a what if story, it's his past self. So if you kind of want to increase your understanding of Emperor lore, this is kind of several years from where he is in the main story. So you'll kind of or learn backstory about him, and it also references the story that some of you, if you got the visual art book, which we had on sale this year, it came with a story and also translation for it for Emperor, his past, which kind of explains a few things about him, and it's slightly referenced in here. So if you've read that story, you'll probably get the reference in here. But yeah, if you've been interested in lore, especially about Emperor, you'll be able to learn more about that. Real quick before we go into his abilities, we have the standard login bonus, so more juicy stuff, never hurts to have. But let's go ahead and post his summary, right? So this is an ability summary. Right here, real quick before we kind of get into it, I'll mention his passive abilities because they're not shown here, but he has, so by the way, his unascended name, just so you're not confused, Young Inheritor Islid. And once you ascend him, it will show as Last Miracle Islid. If you're curious about the name, it comes from the story and the lore, so read the story to learn more about that and why he's named that. But yeah, So one of his unique passive, he gives everyone 30 arts every battle, aka every wave. This is a unique passive ability, so it will stack with everything else. So that is very nice. He also has 10% magic res down that he takes, and as long as he's 80% or higher health, he'll have 100% crit rate. Right. But you can see all the other abilities here. I'll turn it over to our advisors and guests if they have any comments or advice. I think probably even new players and veterans alike will be interested. But do our guests have any kind of comments or advice for people?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Keza. You go first.
Okay. One thing that I would like to mention and just notice his slots. This is something I feel like a lot of people miss sometimes. He has a 6-star magic, 5-star physical, but then his third slot is also a 5-star, and it can be a defense or at LB7 a support, and that's just great. Like having those slots right there, those are some of the best slots. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, all that 5-star slot is perfect. I had wished that he would have that defense slot in the middle, but you can't complain. That's still good. And he's a light unit with stackable buffs. Stackable. That right there is beautiful.
Just to
anything with stackable is anything with stackable buffs and debuffs is always is pretty much always good. So this is going to be huge with Hero Saitama with like big light buffs with light units.
Yeah, and he provides arch as well. His SA gives like 50 arts to everyone. On top of his passive, his passive is he gives all allies like 30 arts at the start of wave. The only the only unit that gives arts every wave on the passive is Nonon, and it's restricted to like humans and like light units. So this is a really good
right
like extra that you'll get from him.
And keep in mind this stacking debuff, it stacks with itself and with other light damage. So like Frieren, her 400% light damage up, this is going to stack with that, and it's going to stack with itself. So you can use this multiple times. So the first time you use it, 200%, second time, 400%, and it's just going to keep stacking and stacking, and it's amazing.
And doesn't he get like a certain amount of argent from his first skill use too? If I can remember correctly.
Yeah, it's 100 arts. It's 100 arts.
He is going to be so good.
Yeah, his skill, so it gives 30, but an additional 70 in the first 90 seconds. And the whole kind of kit is based around the first 90 seconds, especially, which a lot of quests, I mean, you'll be able to finish them in that time frame anyway. But yeah, so that's 100 each skill. So you have 100 each skill, and then it resets on a wave. You have the 30 from his passive. Then we'll get into his true equip later. And then, of course, his super arts gives 50 to everyone. So you basically spend 300 arts and you get a refund of 200. And also the stacking kind of thing is light damage, right? It's 150% for 45 seconds, so it's quite a while too. And then the up to 200% is if it's in the first 90 seconds, it's 200%, right? So stacking. And again, you'll probably finish most quests within 90 seconds anyway. And probably you can get 5, maybe more stacks if you're really like pumping them out, which is already 1,000% light damage.
And on the light team, there's so many good archgeners. The archgen is so good on mono light that will be easily feasible.
Yeah, so especially if you're trying to build a light team, he'll be very nice to have. But we'll take a look at his true equip really quick as well, because that's pretty nice for not just himself, but actually very, very good for everyone. So I'll let the mob. Do you want to explain it?
Yes. So this is the real star of the show. Despite Islid being really good, a really good unit, the true weapon, I'm getting to on day one, literally. Because if you look at the passives, okay, there's the unit passive that if Last Miracle Islet equips it, but there's another passive basically that gives the wearer 20 arts on the start of each battle, and it's not listed here, but it resets the cooldown at the beginning of each battle as well. So can you imagine Hero Saitama with 2 of these? He can trounce through mob waves just popping equips, and they recover for the next wave, basically, and give him 40 arts. Oh no, it's only once, right? So it's still 20 arts, but
yeah. So
even then, you
basically
can't
every
just
wave it resets. So every wave is 20 arts.
So the true equipment stacks. If you have 2, it stacks.
I
No,
don't
it
know if
doesn't.
stacking
Like
is
the
the
20
right word
arts.
for it, but basically
it's
like every
20.
wave you'll get 20 more. It'll that's automatic, and then to make this equip usable is also so every wave, so you'll be able to reuse that active effect.
Yeah.
So he's providing. So he's providing 50 arts to the team every
Well,
wave.
this is for whoever has it equipped.
No,
So
it's for
anyone who
himself.
has.
Oh, okay.
It's only himself, but
okay, that makes sense now. Okay.
But
So every battle, whoever has this equipped is going to get 20 arts, and it's going to refresh the equip. And the equip has a 10,000% multiplier. It's physical damage, and it's going to reduce enemies' light res by 30%. So it's going to be great for equip clearing.
Yeah, I'll say
for
that.
anyone who likes to crest. Yeah.
Yeah, cresting. It's not
I would
something
say
that
even if you
most
don't
new
get
players.
Isolid, this is a great pickup.
Yeah, but it's something that not like new players should look into, because most new players can't really like nuke certain stages. But
Right.
if you have like and crossover, the true weapons, they always take priority. So this should be an afterthought to collab equips, of course, because those are time limited. You can get this like any time of the day. Just remember that. Yeah.
And one thing I want to, some people might confuse, like you could have this on several. Like everyone has a physical slot on the team. They could all equip it. They could all get 20 arts every wave. The only time that it doesn't stack is with itself, meaning if someone has 2 physical equip slots, you wouldn't get 40 every wave. So that's kind of the main point, to
Only
distinction to
once.
talk about. Yeah. Also, before we move on, I'll just say also, people are free to make negative comments about if they think there's a certain weak part of the unit, or maybe this certain part is this or that. No one is paid off to glaze any of the things we introduce. So,
I don't think anybody is gonna say anything negative.
Yeah.
It seems
Young Emperor. He is.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna be an amazing unit.
Yeah, I mean, if he were, maybe not so amazing, I think, people would have more to say. But yeah, this is everyone's own kind of opinions. They're free to say whatever they want. No one's being paid off, so I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists in the chat, but just to clarify.
Save up your gem, guys. This guy is pity worthy.
Alright, to play devil's advocate, technically there is one problem with his true weapon, which is that the hitbox is pretty small. So just know that if you were to use it, if sometimes the hitbox misses, like that's just the inherent part of its kit.
Yeah. One thing you can do in some cases is to reposition them, or like either in the first, second, fourth, third, fourth slot, or also kind of be mindful of where and when you use it, like what position your unit is when you use it in, and if the boss is I don't know, jumping or something like that. But yeah, so that's something you do have to be mindful of, for sure. But okay, moving on. I think a lot of I've seen people ask, is there an Alk summon? And I think this is maybe the best Alk summon this year in a lot of senses, but I'll post it now. So the first 5 units in the Alk summon, there's going to be 15 total, which the full list will be revealed tomorrow. But yeah, these are the 5 5 of the featured units, and pretty, I would say, call me biased, but I think it's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, all 5 of these
really
units
nice.
are great. Heart is a great healer, Archgener. Having both Young Emp and Emperor Islid on the same Alk banner, I think is wild. That's just a lot of Emp, and I'm here for it.
The best true art in the game.
Could have been more Emp.
Well, the other Emp will be on the forever summons. So,
Why not throw in the young one as well?
Wow. He didn't want to show didn't want the triple threat, I guess. Yeah. But I think everyone here listed, you can see his previous version that came out last year. The Human Pinnacle Islib. Also, I mean, very solid. So either one will be nice to get. And if you're missing, especially any of these units, they'll be a nice pickup. Or maybe if you just want to get more luck on them, limit breaks, etc., etc.
Yeah. Also, with Ascended Emperor, in my opinion, he is probably the best LB7 in the game. Just because once you get him to LB7, his 5-star physical turns into a 5-star support, and that's just a huge bonus.
And combined with his super art, he's constantly using his equipments.
And getting him to LB6 is pretty much mandatory because then you can put his true equip on him.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of good pickups, I would say. Of course, it's your choice whether you want to take advantage of it. But yeah, so that Awk banner will be coming along with him. Now pivoting a little bit outside of kind of the banner stuff, we will go ahead and make one reveal for some art. This is not the special art that we're going to be talking about yet, but for those who remember, we have a popularity poll every year, and the winner of the unit gets their own new title illustration. So I don't know, do people want it to like not be spoiled? Like, do you want to just wait until he comes out and you see it on the title screen? Or should I post it? Maybe I'll post it with a spoiler kind of mark. So if you want to click it and see it, okay. If you don't want it to be spoiled, I'll post it, but I'll put the spoiler mark on there if you want to see it. But we're going to reveal his new title art because he won again this year, 3rd time in a row, and he's getting a 3rd title art. All right. So there it is in the chat posted. You just have to click on the spoiler thing if you want to see it. And keep in mind, this is not technically wallpaper sized yet. We'll release that later on. Although you could use it as a phone wallpaper, it just, depending on your device, it might not look like awesome. But yeah, I think the artist, again, people have probably seen him before on a live stream. Call me biased, but I think he's extremely talented, and I think he knocked it out of the park again with this one.
This artwork is so clean. It looks so good.
It is pretty nice. And this will be the title screen once the new Emperor comes out in about 2 weeks. And yeah, so you can enjoy that now. You can have the illustration collected. I know a lot of people do collect those, so you can have that. One big thing, I think, because it's going to be ending soon, actually, because we've been yapping for a bit, but 12 more minutes left in the Livestage giveaway going on now. And I'll go ahead and show the prizes for it because I didn't show before because some of the prizes are connected to the new Emperor. But we will post that. 25 total winners. The winners will be in order, top to bottom. So however the bot spits you out, and it'll be various Emperor merch, as well as you could also just simply win 100 crystal. Yeah. So you can see as well a teaser of his special art. So we purposely grayed it out a lot because it's at the rough sketch stage. And it might come out at a different time depending on its status than himself. So it might be the next maintenance after his release. We'll have more news about that later, but you can see a little glimpse of it. Side note, both his Ascended art and his special art will be animated. So they will both be animated. So even if you wanted animated art, you didn't want to buy the special art, you'll still have an animated Ascended art. And also his special art, maybe you can kind of make it out what it is, but it also references a scene and an important part in his story, in the new story that's coming out. Yeah. So if you're kind of interested in that, that's kind of what the special art is based on. Yeah. But yeah, 10 more minutes, I think. In that, so we'll probably, when it ends, we'll just give a note that, congratulations to all the winners, and we'll talk about real quick at that time, how to claim your prize and whatnot. But if you haven't entered yet, Livestage giveaway channel, just react to the, little post to enter, click view giveaway, enter from the site if you're having trouble. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Yeah, we'll move on real quick because we still have a few more things to cover. Actually, a lot to cover. But another giveaway. So this giveaway actually it starts in 3 minutes. New giveaway. This is for the Halloween units. So this will be on our official X, right? It's really easy. You just be following the account, repost to have a chance, and then within about a couple months at the latest, you'll be DM'd if you are a winner in order to arrange your prize delivery. So yeah, easy to enter. If you've been interested in trying to get some free merch, this is your chance. So you have a chance with the you can theoretically win both because they're on different platforms. But there's the Discord giveaway, and then there's the Halloween giveaway that will happen on our official X, starting in 2 minutes. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Oh, go ahead.
So you guys, I just want to let you guys know that this stuff is real. I've actually won 2 times. I've won
nice.
2 times already. I won some buttons and I won an Amazon gift card.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah, some people
so you guys enter.
We'll get comments that'll be like, "Oh, rigged or scam or this or that," which I don't really understand because you're not paying anything. But
I won
I don't know.
RTA, so that's the biggest.
If it was rigged, I would have won more.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. These are real giveaways. It's either Mio or myself contacting you about the prizes and stuff. Sometimes they can take time to get delivered. There's a million kind of reasons that it might be delayed, but it's free merch, free gift cards, free crystals, this and that. They're all real prizes, real winners. One thing to note though is sometimes people will not be eligible anymore. Like they will unfollow the account or unrepost or delete their post or something before the giveaway ends, which makes you ineligible. If you don't respond within 7 days of being contacted, then you're also ineligible. So there are some cases where I know some people have said, "Oh, I didn't get my thing," but 99% of the time it's for a reason. Although if you really truly believe that you had all the requirements met and you still didn't get something, you can contact support and we can look into it if you think that there was a mistake made. But yeah, so that's that. We have a couple more big announcements before we get into kind of the discussion. But really quick, boom, the crossover reset is coming in same update as the Grand Crusade update, so in about 3 days. Yeah. Can someone explain for us, for those who don't know, what the heck is a crossover reset?
So a crossover reset is practically when you're already summoned and then they Grand Summoner resets the summons so you can do a free summon again, but that's not paid.
All right, and they reset the exchange items in the shop. So if you already got all those LB stones and those tickets and all that stuff, it resets and you can buy them again now.
And for you guys that out there that don't have Toma yet, I'm just telling you that he's an awesome Taunting, so probably a little bit harder, I guess.
Yeah. And what he means also with the free pull is that purple guaranteed 5-star free pull gets reset. So the button, if you already used it and it's yellow now, the button will go back to purple, and that the next free purple summon, will be guaranteed 5-star. Yeah. So that's what he means by that.
Step up banners reset too, right?
Yeah. So if you're a Max Elixir Goblin, then there's your stock.
Just do Expedition, man. It's only 7 days.
Oh yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Expedition later, but yeah, if you're patient, I mean, we did introduce the Expedition feature, which, especially for new players, you can call me biased, but I think it was a little busted. Because it's the least effort you can do to get stuff or evolve or advance. But yeah. Someone asked, does the dollar pack in the other crystal shop ever reset? If you mean the one on the website, which is the GS official shop. Mio, Mio probably has a link real quick, but that's the direct shop for GS. There is a kind of $1 pack there as well. It's slightly different in the sense that most of the crystals on it are free, but it's double the amount of crystals. So you could use it on potentially 2 free guaranteed multis as well. That has historically reset with each crossover as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
just like the normal $1 pack that's in the shop.
yeah. So keep in mind those don't reset on the crossover reset. They reset whenever either a new or returning crossover, basically whenever a different crossover, swaps, different crossover comes. Yeah, so there's the link for it as well. We recently added, I think, PayPal, Gcash, a couple options there too. We got a lot of survey feedback. If you have any other feedback about that, payment options you want to see added, we can also look into that as well. But enough yapping about that. There's one more update I wanted to talk about before the kind of little discussion, and it is so people. We talked about how JP had the vote that resulted in this new emperor being created, right? So the players decided, the new next alternate unit to make, and long story short, now it's Global's turn. Yeah. So if you wanted to see a certain unit made, maybe you saw the Emperor news and you were like, man, I want to pick the new unit too. Now's your chance. You could vote, for Mikuon. Man, it would be really funny if yet another Emperor was voted number one.
Please
I feel like
don't
so many
pick
people would be mad
again.
though.
I'm voting
let's
Juno.
shoot for
I'm voting
Juno.
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 Let's
Let's
vote
go. Let's go.
Now you gotta go
We'll
for
see.
McEwen. Come on, let's get another 2-star McEwen,
Okay.
not even ascended.
He has a point. He has a point.
That's crazy.
It'd be
Ascended Mikuon
hilarious.
would
Just
be
think about it.
I'll
Imagine
be
the
completely
JP players'
honest.
reactions.
What would you do if people voted for Rias?
I see an option.
Ooh.
I'd have to check the survey again. I'm not 100% sure if he's an option. I have to check. But
Not even an option to get one.
because
He's quite
there's a
popular,
list.
too.
By the way, too, quick side note for this: you do also get crystals just for voting. But in order to get the crystals, 3 crystals for voting, make sure you tap this banner that is going to be in the in-game news. Should be posted. If not today, then tomorrow. And maybe it's already up.
Please
is.
vote for Juno.
Oh, it is. Okay, it's up. It's up. So you can go to the news. You can see GS Gold popularity contest. You can tap on that and vote. So the top 4 voted units will be there'll be a runoff, poll, and that will be chosen in a future live stream on YouTube. And so everyone in that live stream will have the top 4 units there, and we'll use the YouTube voting feature, and everyone will, whoever gets the most votes from that will have the next alternate unit made. Yeah.
Hear me out. Simon.
Nah.
Ascended Simon. Okay.
Interesting.
I'm waiting for Juno.
Please, please, everybody who's voting, please do not pick a unit who is already ascended. Please.
Yeah,
I want a new one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe people want
That's a
a
good
3rd
point,
ascended emperor.
actually.
No.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Maybe he'll be a different element this time.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah,
really
maybe.
funny though. I'm not gonna lie, it would be pretty funny.
Can I ask, is there any plans to actually ascend Rias in the future?
You know that if I say anything about that, then Yamapi snipers
Oh,
are
you
gonna
get
have
sniped?
a field day. Yeah, the water gun snipers.
Okay.
By the way, this is a PG live stage.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. So unfortunately, I can't speak to things like that. But anything's a possibility. I feel like in GS now, there's been a lot of people who have said so and so will never happen, and then it happened. So I mean, anything's a possibility. Only time will tell. But yeah, so this vote, it's going to happen. It's already happening. It's about a month. It'll last for about a month, and then the voting will be closed. So if you've been tired of a certain unit, you've been waiting for a certain your favorite to get an alternate, then this is your chance to make it happen. Yeah. So if you want other people to join you, make an argument. I don't know, make a petition to other players, get them on your side. Yeah, and we'll see. But yeah, so we'll announce that we'll have the runoff poll in a future live stream, and then we'll kind of announce the sometime next year is when they would be planned to be released. Whoever is picked, but obviously once we approach that date, we'll talk about it more. But okay. Wait, did the giveaway end yet?
Wait, since this is a
43 seconds,
global-
real quick, just for everyone to get last chance. GS Livestage giveaway. If you haven't entered the giveaway yet, you have 36 seconds left. so this is sorry to interrupt you, but real quick, just so people know, 30 seconds left. If you are chosen, some points to remember to make sure you get your prize. Okay, it will spit out a list of 25 people. Those people will all be contacted individually to arrange their prize distribution or delivery. I will contact you via Discord. So make sure your DMs are open to non-friends. Don't send me like a friend request or send me a message in advance. Please wait to be contacted by me. You can see Visceral. You can see my role in the Discord to know it's me. Make sure you don't give information to anyone else. I'll contact you. Within 7 days of being contacted, you must reply within those 7 days, or your prize will be void. So please be considerate of that, or consider that. Also, a lot of people, we get a lot of prizes returned to us because people will not put in their like address correctly. The prize will come, maybe they're not home to receive it, they get a delivery slip and they don't respond to it, and the holding period passes, it gets returned to us. There's a lot of stuff that can happen, so just please be on top of all of that. Be accurate, complete with all your details. Be ready to receive something if you're not home at the time. Look for delivery slips. So yeah, it would be a real shame if you didn't get your prize because of a reason like that. Yeah. So congratulations. It looks like the winners were spat out. So good job. Congratulations to all those people. Expect to be contacted within a week and then respond within a week from that contact. Yeah. So congrats. And now we'll move on. Okay. So we're going to have this part of the live stage. We're going to have kind of like a little discussion. Okay. I mentioned this at the beginning of the live stage, and some people have also been asking about it during the live stage. But we're going to be talking about basically a lot of concerns players have been talking about recently, and a lot of people have been saying we'd like more communication on this and that. Whatever happens, we just want to kind of like know more about it, know some more background. We want to know that our voices are being heard. So I have, we're going to put in 6 different topics I have collected here for player feedback. That's a mix of stuff from like the player survey that we have every year, from other stuff that's been given to us individually, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to be talking about different kind of concerns. Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting more communication on that. What I'll go ahead and do is, so I have these 6 topics. I was going to maybe go on by them one by one, but I'm going to give a little kind of roadmap today that ties in with some of these topics. So they're also kind of like all together. They're interconnected. So I'm going to put 6 different kind of slides with different topics on them, and we're going to show a kind of roadmap and talk about just various stuff concerning Grand Summoners Global. So let me put those in the live stage summary channel. But yeah, so first, these are the kind of topics. So just to summarize them real quickly, they're about QOL updates, bigger focus on GS units, more crystals, new player experience, obtaining units, and kind of content updates, right? So first, let's see. I'll go ahead and let's talk about the elephant in the room, okay? So some of you might already be aware, but there was an announcement, and we wouldn't really talk about JP announcements usually because there is a very real possibility that they'll change or be adjusted before or even after release. And also, even if something is a certain way on JP, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll be the same way on global. And even if there's a certain update on JP, it doesn't necessarily mean that immediately it'll be changed on global. But yeah, some people, this kind of ties into the difficulty in obtaining units aspect. So some of you have seen that the Hero Gem system got a rework, right? There was some news on JP recently, about like a week ago. And a lot of you already know, but for those who don't, the gist is basically that something people have been asking for since like the surveys, from a long time ago, is to have carryover, right? So universal hero gems. So basically, whatever you have stacks up, it doesn't expire, and you can use it in a month, in a year, in 2 years, whenever. So these are all this is how it was kind of announced on JP. I don't have like a specific thing for global yet, but I'm kind of explaining the background. So basically, they announced that the system would be reworked, and on one hand, the amount of hero gems required to exchange for a unit, for ascended units specifically, would go from 30 to 60, but there would be different values on the amount of hero gems you get per summon, and they would never expire now. So a little bit of background about it. One is kind of the feedback we had about the Hero Gem exchange system, and they wanted carryover. A lot of people responded, and it's also in response to what I would say are the two main types of summoners and summoning patterns. So you're probably familiar with at least one of these kinds, but one kind of summoner would one and done, right? They would just do one summon on a banner, and on every banner, and at the end of the day, their hero gems, they have really no option but to turn in as alt, and they wouldn't be kind of like building towards something. And then the other kind of player that was fairly common is someone would they just have to risk it, maybe play a little spicy, maybe they're not sure if they'll have enough to guarantee exchanging for it at the end of the banner, but they'll go maybe like 17, 24, 28 multis deep. And then I mentioned this to the staff earlier, but we would get emails like without fail every crossover. Someone would email us like 30 minutes before it ends, be like, hey, I have 28 hero gems, can you please extend the event? And obviously we can't do that. So it's kind of really sucks in that case. I mean, I guess you could say they were being a little risky, but it sucks to have that 28 hero gems for something, not being able to exchange for it. Boom. I mean, you get some alk, but overall it doesn't feel too good. So that's kind of the two main summoning patterns that we would see. And so the current system, what it does is now nothing expires, right? So those people who went, say, 28 multis deep on a banner, now instead of just kind of having a consolation prize of like 14k alk, now they're halfway to exchanging for whatever future unit that comes out. So it kind of, and also those people who did the one and dones basically, just one summon on each banner, and we're not building towards exchanging towards a future unit. So this is kind of like part of the background behind it. The way it was introduced last week on JP was that a free multis would get you one hero gem. The first paid multi would give 5 hero gems, so you could theoretically get exchange for whatever you want in the future, or now with as little as 12 multis. And then subsequent paid multis would give 2 hero gems. We introduced that, the JP side announced that, and we got a lot of feedback, as you might imagine. And so yesterday, actually, there was an update reflecting that feedback. And so some of you may have seen it, some of you may have not yet. But actually, this suggestion, because a lot of people, the general sentiment that was there is like, okay, and I get that there's a trade-off, but I feel like it's a little too steep. So that's what a lot of people said, and we agreed. So you might have noticed that now the first free multi on every banner will provide 2 hero gems. So what does that mean? If you're a a one and done summoner, now all of a sudden it's the same amount of multis to exchange per unit as before, but now they don't expire. So if you're someone who, you summon on every banner just once, saved up crystals as you were summoning, now you're building towards that exchange. So it's the same 30 multis, and then of course, probability-wise, it's very likely you'll hit a future unit before then, and if you do, then you can simply save it up for someone else in the future. So now go ahead.
So any any summon after that will be one. Will count as one.
If it's
hero
the
gem?
yellow, essentially yellow button.
Right.
Right. So every purple button will be 2. Also for reference,
Paid will be 5.
Yeah, so the first paid one will be 5. So basically, this is for the kind of standard banners there usually are, where it has the paid option, the free multi option, and the free single option. And so yeah, so that purple one, and this is everyone, right? So let's say there's whatever banner, whether it's a crossover banner, whether it's a GS banner. Now you'll be able to get 2 hero gems from each of those purple summons. And just as reference, if we're taking October, unless I'm mistaken, there were 7 or 8 potential banners that you could have gotten the quote unquote first free multi double hero gems. So that means that you would be, I guess, a fourth of the way there. And then, of course, you get whoever you manage to pull during that time. So now it's...
So
yeah, go ahead.
So if I have like 55 gems, 55 summons, and then I know that a crossover is coming, then I can save that for the next crossover, which would be, after 5 summons or something like that, 5 heroes summons, and I could use that pity for the crossover units.
Yeah, whoever comes out. So it's in the future too as well. You can use it on crossover units when they come out. The only thing to note is that there will be a permanent exchange for GS units a year after they release. But simply, it doesn't matter, how much we or the players want to do it. We can not simply have the crossover units available after the period ends, so we can't have them join that permanent exchange afterwards. But say you're doing some summons and you don't get the crossover unit you wanted, you can still save those and use it the next time the crossover rolls around, right? So you can still use it on like
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So let's just say that I have 60 hero gems, but then I don't want a pity yet. Can I save that pity?
Yeah, so you can go like 61 out of 60, 62 out of 60, etc., etc. You can save it up. I think the max limit, this is probably not practical, but the max limit you could store up is 99,999 hero gems.
Okay. Yeah, because if we could save our pity, then that does make a difference for especially for newer players, because now let's just say the Hoka comes out and there you go, you have 60 for Hoka.
Yeah.
For example.
I'll also address this. Some people are like, okay, how is this better for F2P? So the trade-off was that, again, I mentioned now all those people, the main summoning patterns, and this is probably over 2/3 of players, they would just do one and dones, their hero gems would expire, or they would go like 24 or 28 multis deep, they would expire. Now it doesn't, right? They can save it up forever, they get whoever they want. Let's say you were ready to go all the way deep on someone and you hit them early. So before you're like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Now I guess I just have to, get some Alk. But now all of a sudden, let's say you hit them on, I don't know, 25th multi, and now you're basically halfway to the next unit you want because you can, carry them over. And for those people, again, who would do the first free multi on each banner, it's the exactly same amount of gems as before, right? So the only time where it would be more is if you decide to, just go crazy on, the yellow button. But the vast majority of players will, collect the free, now it's been increased from 1 to 2 hero gems on the first free multi, because we decided to kind of like buff that a little bit to, again, people's I noted that they felt it was too steep. So
that is a great change. I love that, especially for free-to-play players. Making it so basically like you just do a free pull on every banner and you just get a hero gem. That's awesome. You get 2 of them.
You should do at least one no matter what. So you could get that.
And now you're just incentivized to summon on every single banner. And another question too, how does it work with half offs? So because the first paid summon is supposed to give you 5, does that include the half off? So if your first paid summon is a half off summon, does it give you 5?
So one thing to know is half off summons. Again, hasn't even come out in JP, and half offs, for those who actually don't know, they only exist in global. It's a global exclusive perk.
Oh,
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, some people don't know that, but I mean, people like to talk about things that are in JP and not in global, but no one really talks about the positives that are in global but not in JP. But that's beside the point. But anyway, so the half offs, I mean, it's undecided. I mean, I don't know how it will work out, honestly.
Okay.
My guess is that the 5 return refers to the standard banner, right? Because the
So
value
then the half
proposition for
offs
the
would
half off
likely
is
just be
that
2 or 1.
I don't know actually, because
I get
it's
yeah,
half off because the current rate, right, is not including the first one. It's 50 paid crystals for 2 hero gems. So it is half off in the sense that it's 25 paid crystals. So I don't know how that will be treated actually. Like I don't want to give you
We'll
an
find out
answer
later.
that's yeah, I don't want to give you that sense. I mean, at bare minimum, it would give 1, right? Because that's the instead of 50 for 2 and 25 for 1. So at the bare minimum, that's 1 that's from that, so that's 3 from if you do all 3, and if you do 2 parts, that's 6 for 25 crystals each. But yeah, I can't give an
To
exact answer.
reiterate, this change likely isn't. This is a JP thing, and it's likely not coming to global for a couple months at least.
Yeah, so some people have been asking about it. But basically, I mean, first of all, again, this hasn't even come out on JP yet. It's not something that's going to be rushed out in global. I wouldn't expect. I can't give a hard date, but I wouldn't expect it for a few months at least. Right, so it's not something that's going to be.
Another question about it. Are you planning to do this with equips, like the equip summons?
There's no current plans for that. I mean, I can't speak to what will happen, but I mean, I don't think there's any current plans. Yeah. So this is specifically for units. Keep that in mind. Also, one thing I want to note is that some people will be like maybe confused and think the current hero gems will be automatically converted, or they'll like this or that, but please don't be mistaken in thinking that the current hero gems you have now will not expire and be saved up, because they'll expire like usual. Don't be mistaken thinking that you could summon now and then it will be the new hero gems after the update, because it will be completely different hero gems. So yeah, please don't make that mistake. They will expire if you don't use them. So this change, if it does happen, when it does happen, will be at that time, right? So it'll be relevant to everything after the update. Okay.
I'd say
Yeah.
like this is a closing statement. Like, don't worry about it for global right now because it's not even implemented in JP yet. So just hold on. We will get it when I think they want it to be ready for global. So just hold on to it.
Yeah, and I think also it's you can call me biased because you're like, oh, you're NextNinja staff, this and that, but I think it's easy to look at the like absolute worst case scenario and be like, oh no, but again, this is statistically the majority of it reflects the majority of summoners and their summoning patterns, right? And I think especially after the little buff we gave to the which again I don't know if I mentioned, but it was a global player suggestion actually, getting at least 2 hero gems on the first free multi as well. So I think especially after that, it's a reasonable trade-off. Of course, you can call me biased, but I think in general, it's a decent system that will help a lot of those players who just summoned here or there, or would go deep and have to just exchange for Alk at the end of the day. So now they're always building towards something.
I
But of
think
course,
for free to play, this is like the change is amazing, but also another point that you made with the community feedback thing is we want more opportunities to earn crystals. So with the opportunity to earn more free crystals, there's the opportunity to do more and more summons. So
on that point, actually, this is where I'll go ahead and show the roadmap because it's related to what we'll be talking about for crystals. But this is a big roadmap that has kind of a lot of juicy stuff that we'll break down in a second. But here, I posted it in the Livestage summary channel. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of stuff on here. Long story short, a big piece of feedback that we've gotten recently, which is connected to the slides I put up earlier about focusing on GS units, QL updates, crystals, et cetera, is that Grand Summoners Global, for those who don't know, was released 14 months after Grand Summoners JP. Some people might not realize that, but right, the game was released in JP first in December 2016, and it was not released in global until February 2018. Yeah. So at the end of the day, there was 14 months, from the start to kind of work through, and kind of some things, that aren't chronologically based can be brought earlier. Some things that are chronologically based will take time. I remember one funny comment we got last year is we were on chapter 22, and someone was like, "Can you just skip chapters 23 to 26 and release Roy?" And I was like, "What?"
Well, you did it before.
I mean, there's been, I think, there hasn't really been any of that kind of out of order stuff, I would say, for 4 years
Many
now.
years.
It's been a while. I think in recent years we've there's a lot of feedback about that, and you would probably note that in the last at least 3 or 4 years, there's generally not been any kind of like funny business with out of order or this or that. So yeah, so that's a kind of funny thing. But at the same time, also one thing to note is sometimes people will say this update seems simple. Oh, why isn't it out already? One is that, again, we're 14 months. There's a gap, but also sometimes there will be an update that requires a build of the app that is several versions ahead of the current global build. I think people don't understand that they are two separate apps, two separate builds. Some people have the misconception that it's as simple as just copying and pasting and translating, but it's much more complicated than that. And sometimes, yeah, we have to wait for several app versions to update before a certain feature can be implemented. But yeah, that's a big thing. However, that being said, a lot of people have been saying we don't want to wait like a year or several months for some of these updates and some of these GS units. Sometimes crossover are released quickly, but GS units take time. So we agreed. So what basically we'll be doing is putting the foot on the accelerator. You can see usually there's every few months there's an update on like I don't know, Dungeon Trials or some other high quest update. But now within the span of a couple months we will have several high level quests coming out. You can see there's one thing I want to note that also ties into the kind of new player experience thing is the new tribal runes that will be coming out. Basically, these are kind of like the elemental runes, but it's restricted to races instead of elements.
Nice.
And long story short, there's exclusive equips for each of them. You can get beacon stones, for example. That will be a renewable, farmable source of beacon stones, to help questing.
Wow.
And also, one big thing to note, some people said they want easier equip access for newer players.
Yes.
So the thing this will have, it might be a little underrated, but you will be able to get these 4-star or higher guaranteed equip tickets. So there's a 30% chance that it'll be 5-star. And these equips will come out at LB3 or higher. Right. So I mean, I guess more advanced players, maybe it's just a source of alch, but for newer players, these tickets that you will get from the ruins coming around will be, really vital. You'll get some staple equips that are already at least partially LB for you. Yeah. So that's one thing, and also, it's more challenges for, I guess, more advanced players, especially these 417s. I think people were waiting for these for a bit for the ruins. And then people, talking about Edrim, both his awakening and dream awakening will be there. So at the same time. But aside from that, one thing that also ties into the kind of crystal update and the content topic, people will notice probably, or they have noticed that we've had a lot of mines updates this year. We had a lot of feedback, like maybe in past years there was only maybe once, maybe twice. For those who have noticed, in the past several months, there's been 3 different mines runs, and they've lasted, usually longer than they usually do. 1 or 2 of them was almost a month. So usually 3 to 4 weeks, basically, which is much longer than they last on JP, for example. And it should give most people enough time. Someone mentioned also really quick about the Summoner's Road kind of little revenge thing. That's also something that'll be coming. So don't worry, it hasn't been forgotten. There's a lot of updates that are going to be accelerated. Also, yeah, so the mines thing, that's kind of two birds, one stone, in the sense that players wanted more crystal sources, and more difficult content challenge, right? So mines is kind of like that 2-in-1 package. So we had it 3 times in the span of just a few months, and they lasted for 3 to 4 weeks each. So within a span of like 6-7 months, basically half of that was mines. Maybe a little too much for some people, actually. But yeah, so that's kind of one thing that was built to, or made more to address that, and also to address the difference in number of bosses out in each version. Now you might notice that we're actually almost caught up as far as mines bosses go. And raids bosses, there's more that we're behind, but that's something that we'll also be making a concerted effort to close the gap on those, not just GS units, but also QL updates and different content updates that players have been waiting on. It'll be heavily accelerated, right? So instead of waiting like every 3 months, every 4 months, maybe even half a year for just one of them, within these next 2 months, there's already several, and we'll probably announce more during kind of anniversary time. So that's about Novas too. Those will also be something that will be scheduled. Basically everything that has been on JP but has been taking time to get on global, we'll be doing our best to really try to close that gap as much as possible. Also touching on the QOL updates, it's in really small text. You might not see it very well, but at the bottom of that image, firstly, the party save load feature is coming at the same time as the Grand Crusade update, right? Actually, let me show a couple. I have a little explanation slide on that real quick. Essentially, this is something that right now you can save equip sets and AI routines to the individual unit, right? And you can reflect past party. But this is basically, you will have 30 different team slots that you can save entire team loadouts to. So let's say you have a quest and you have the past party for it, and you want to try a different quest, but you don't want to lose your past party. Well, now you can save multiple past parties, right? You can also copy, especially for veteran players. You can copy. You can have it visible, like your AI routines and your loadouts visible to friends. Excuse me. So that'll be a update to kind of like the friend system as well. And you can basically, whatever AI routines you have, equips, loadouts, and stuff like that, you can publicize it to your friends, and they can just copy your loadouts, basically. So that will be, really nice. And this is coming, in a few days, like in around 3 days. You can even, like, for those of you who play Extreme Duel, you can copy a friend's team to use as like a practice dummy team in Arena. So that's also one use of it. But essentially, it's a big QL update that, if you were just looking at the 14-month release gap for global and JP, this theoretically wouldn't come out for several more months. But it's something that I know a lot of people were looking forward to. So it's something that we prioritized, and it's coming next maintenance. Aside from that, I know we just had a new Ultra Relic Palace update, but there's going to be the batch refinement, right? So now you can only do 5 at a time. I know it's pretty inconvenient. And early next month is when we plan on introducing the update that you'll be able to, do like a bunch at the same time, kind of similar to how you do like Hasmons and whatnot. So that's an update that's coming soon. We talked about auto sell in a previous live stream. That was only on JP for a couple months, but we're going to go ahead and push that out early next year. And there's actually, by the way, quite a few things here, or not, that's not listed here, that we'll be announcing, closer when we move to that date in the next month or two. So there's going to be even more in the next few months. Long story short, we, heard the feedback that people, they're kind of tired of waiting. Some people actually, they want to wait. Not so much for like the QL stuff and this and that, but some people want to wait on GS units. So that's also kind of a difficult point, because some people don't want to catch up or something like that. There's different opinions surrounding that. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily all of a sudden we're going to be on the exact same release date. But a lot of these GS things and QoL updates will be prioritized, and we'll have a much faster pace on bringing those out for people. One also kind of final thing I want to touch on is you can see the previously unreleased story events tab. Just sort of reading the chat, trying to focus on this monologue. Yes, I'm sorry. I'll probably be missing some of your messages because I'm looking at like 3 screens at once. But the gist is that there's been a lot of events, especially past Awoken events. Hi, Tony. Past Awoken events where the unit might have been released, or maybe the unit didn't even come out and their story didn't come out, for example. So this also ties into the kind of crystal stuff. So there's a lot of crystals missing, first clear rewards. So basically, a huge backlog of previously unreleased events and units. We will be releasing them basically throughout 2026. We'll be again putting the foot on the accelerator to get out all those story events that were skipped or never came out. Those events, side stories. Someone's talking about missing side stories. Those will also, don't worry, those will be released. And also units, some people, from a collector's perspective, maybe, they're not going to be the most meta, but from a collector's perspective, some previously unreleased units. And of course, having those units also means that you get more compendium rewards for all those units. So even if you just want, hi Ashley, even if you just want all the compendium rewards for limit breaking or leveling up those units, or getting like 2K runs with them for the lucky gem, you'll be able to get more from that. So I mean, I guess you could say about better late than never, but we'll be pushing out a lot of those unreleased events and units so that be able to collect all those rewards from them. So that's quite a bit. Let me also touch on the new player stuff. So we had a lot of comments concerning like new player experience. This has been in motion in a sense that first the I guess probably biggest update this year for new players was Expedition. This was meant as, obviously it's good for veteran players as well too, because I mean you just get free stuff for tapping it. If you don't feel like running someone in Crest Palace to enhance them or level them up, you can do that. New players can ascend units without interacting with Summoner's Road, which is not the ideal. Actually, we prefer for people to interact and actually work towards progressing, to ascending their units, for example. That being said, if you just want to wait and no effort, now you can, right? One also big update. This is slightly been changed, but you'll notice the Summoner's Reward missions also too. They would have kind of specific ones. Now there's also ones that give different types, so you won't have to necessarily wait until a certain Summoner's Road appears. All that being said, some people have noted about like max elixirs. So that's one thing I wanted to touch on. We did give out about 3, if I'm not mistaken, in recent months total. However, that being said, still for those units, like again, the ideal is that people are kind of working towards ascending their units, but for your first one, while I don't think most quests that people will be doing in their first week or so will require the power level of an ascended unit, we are considering ways to add like a max elixir to the mix for beginners, whether that's through mission or something else. I can't say yet, but that's also something that we're looking on where to add it to have that quick boost for newer players. Quick thing, someone's asking about hackers. One thing, actually, people might not realize, but dozens of people actually get banned every week. Dozens actually get banned every week for that. If you have someone, if you see someone, of course, there's the report option. If you see someone on the leaderboards and the recent clears, please be sure to report. I feel like some people might look at them and laugh about it and not end up reporting. But of course, please do that. If you think you see someone who hasn't been banned despite deserving it, you can always send us an email. We'll look into it specifically. But yeah, it's simply not true that no one's banned, because dozens every week are banned. So yeah, make sure you're not breaking the terms of service. If you're abusing any kind of systems or this or that, you put your account at risk. So please, please keep mind of that. But yeah, let's see. Where was I? Yeah, so for new player stuff, Max Elixir, things like that. Additionally to that, we are planning on kind of revamping the tutorial and also adding like a little bit of a new player guide, kind of. On one hand, I think honestly, no matter how informative you make a tutorial, some people will just no one's gonna read it. People are gonna skip it. I mean, it's unfortunate, but still, for those players who are interested in it, to kind of give more of a foundation to that, we are planning on improving that, and also the official website as well. I think a lot of people, either way, most people, I think nowadays don't really use official sites for games these days. But we'll also want to add like a little update to that, a little site renewal. And then, of course, we also talked about the new ruins introducing the kind of equip tickets that come out either max limit broken or at least partially limit broken. And there's a lot of other kind of ways that we're kind of exploring, making it easier for new players to really get a head start. So of course, we're always looking at feedback, especially in the player survey, which I mentioned before. Some things they do take time, so I do ask for people's patience on that. But I think if you look at all the years of Grand Summoners, we've made a lot of progress. I mean, of course, you could say I'm biased, as staff member, but I think in many ways the game has gotten more like welcoming and easier to navigate, especially with new players. Like the expedition system is one thing. I understand there's still ways we can improve for sure, but yeah, we want to continue improving. Let's see. I think I basically touched on most of these points. But yeah, in summary, so this is just kind of like a taste of the next few months. We're really going to be moving into a stance of, filling in the gap in a lot of QL updates and whatnot that we've been that a lot of players have been waiting on. In addition to that, we're trying to have more harder content like mines updates that also reward crystals too. So we're trying to increase the, I guess you could say, crystal income and the kind of content challenge issue. For example, mines kind of does both of those, but also in other ways, not just new quests that are added that we are trying to use to, of course, add more challenges to the game while also providing more crystal sources. But ideally, you'll probably notice that there will be more login bonuses that are not tied to events, especially during this holiday season. So I would look out for that. So we're always taking in kind of feedback like that. And one thing I wanted to mention as well, one thing that we did this year as well to kind of have that, especially for veteran players, kind of different kind of thing to do while also earning crystals. We have the champion with us today, but we had a arena tournament, basically Extreme Duel Grand Prix tournament like a few months ago. And for those who don't know, a lot of people did participate. I think we had like 500 signups and 400 participants. But basically, for very little effort, that was a way to get 200 free crystals because you got 200 crystals just for participating. We also want to look into different events like that. Maybe a PvP event, maybe a PvE event. But that was one way in which we also did kind of two birds, one stone, kind of new things to do, while also having a way to get crystals. And especially that way, again, the only requirement was that you were rank 100, and you had to like do a couple of matches, which takes like a few minutes. So if you missed out on that, maybe you didn't know about it. It was a way everyone got 200 crystals for participating, we are planning on having kind of similar events in the future too, and to have both events to play and also reward sources. This also extends to we've done a couple community challenges in the past, which for those who remember, it was kind of like new spins based on community members' suggestions from actually the GS Discord admins. And that was also very easy to do. You just kind of signed up, you filled out a form, and you got like 10 crystals in 2 pots, which might not seem like a lot, but it all adds up at the end of the day. In addition to kind of like the promo we have going on right now, which maybe I should give one final reminder. because these promos, like you could say, oh, 15 crystals, but 15 adds up. Currently, we're actually not at the goal yet. Technically, it ended a little while ago, but we can maybe extend it a few minutes until the live stage officially ends. Mio, can you put out the link again real quick? I'll pretend like I didn't see the total yet, but if we can get to 800, that's 15 crystals. Yeah, and we plan on having more of those, of course, throughout the year. And if you noticed at certain times, like anniversary or during the joint live streams we had, those limits were even increased to 50. So we'll also be having more times where those are increased to 50, but of course that will depend on if the goal is reached or not. But yeah, so it's multifaceted. We want to tackle the kind of resource problem while also providing more challenges, and also a little bit. I think there's a lot of resources that are kind of underestimated, or like how many actually resources you can actually obtain if you really add everything up. It's not like I have an official figure. There's no official like floor or ceiling, like a limit or something like that. I have actually seen players, what do you call it? Player records. Throughout the years, I've seen like 5 different estimates, and on the higher end, actually, a couple people seem to be really close to the estimate. Which, if you average everything like over the long term, you really put all the free stuff out there that there's available to gain, you would average nearly 500 crystals, free to play per month. Like some people might say that's capped, but I mean, if you actually add everything up, you're really doing everything. Yeah, you can definitely get upwards of 500 a month. That's not like a guarantee or anything, but if you look at the average, some people have gotten pretty close.
It's like give and take 100 or so or 2.
Yeah, I mean, some months, like if Mines is there 1 month or Anniversary is there 1 month, it could be more.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's like not as much going on, it'll be a little bit less. But what I mean is the average. Yeah, someone's asking without compendium. Yeah, with not even counting compendium, unless we're talking about like units you might have gotten during that year. Because it can vary a lot. Let's say you pulled a lot of units that year, and like not talking about existing stuff, right, or first time clears. I mean like renewable stuff or new clear stuff.
Reoccurring.
Yeah, reoccurring things, or things that are newly added. I think some people don't consider like Anime Expo. We gave out 50 crystals for that, and also another 30 before that in a login bonus. The 50 was a lump sum thing. There's like 50 crystals that Yamampi, gives as a present for Christmas, and there'll probably be a separate Christmas login bonus for that. I think a lot of people don't count stuff like that. But yeah, I think there's a lot more than people think or estimate. Once you really like look at everything, like helper rewards too. Some people don't think about that. But I think that
During the collab 200 times.
Yeah.
Daily making food.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the daily mission. That's 365 crystals a year.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I did a video on it, and I underestimated. It's like around roughly about 250, and that's underestimating.
I mean, I'm also talking about average, so I'm also including like daily mission, weekly lock-in bonus, monthly lock-in bonus. People, if you're new, you might not know, but every 500 days, and this is unlimited, but every 500 days you get 500 crystals. So if you average that in, it also pulls up the average month. Oh, Mob has a document apparently.
Yes, it's flying around this server, from time to time when I post it. So I logged my crystal count throughout all of 2024, and the 500 per month figure is pretty accurate actually. And the Mines month, which was July, was like 800. So
I mean, it depends what you do. Because some people might say, "Oh, well, I'm busy. I can't necessarily complete everything, this and that." But I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it is there to claim. So it's there. Maybe I think we could maybe do a better job on kind of publicizing like what things will give you crystals. Sometimes we post about helper rewards. Sometimes maybe like we could post about Dungeon of Trials when it comes out, things like that, to at least make more information available to those who might not know. Because if you do know about everything, you are claiming everything, I think you're getting quite a lot. But Otherwise, if you're
Yeah.
not aware, you might be missing out on a lot. But aside from that, we are planning on increasing the number of events and opportunities to gain crystals. Mines was an example. Community events was an example. Also, login bonuses, again, not tied to specific like events, like not the like Emperor's Lid new event login bonus, for example, something not related to those. But yeah, I mean, I understand a lot of people, it might be hard at times to kind of like keep track of all of that. But yeah, if you keep your eye out, you're doing, all the stuff available. I think you can collect a lot more than you might be, considering. Yeah. I mean, someone's saying capping and not. I mean, some not 500 a month, 300. Some months might be 300, but I'm pretty sure if you are actually doing everything, like I guess Mob, do you have I mean, apparently he shared his record in. Or
I
okay,
just
he's shared.
posted it in the chat, actually, in
Yeah.
the Livestage chat.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who like if you really record everything, you'll see. But a lot of people who say cap or whatever, they're not basing that off of any evidence. Like the numbers are there. I could also,
Based on
I
what
mean,
they think about it.
yeah, I mean, I could go. I have all the records for all the login bonuses, this, that. So we could spend like 2 hours here trying to really nail it down. But that's going to take like a hot minute, and it seems like it's been done a few times already. But yeah, so. I think I've been yapping long enough.
Concerning the upcoming quests,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool stuff on there for like veterans, a lot of late game, end game fights. But what about new novas? Is there any new novas in like being planned?
I did briefly mention it.
Good question.
Yeah, I did very briefly mention it. There are a few Nova Palaces also that I would expect to see in the next few months, right? So those aren't forgotten either. Even like I said, the Summoner's Road feature that people thought would maybe never come, that's also being looked into, and we're kind of tackling all these things. There's quite a backlog, so it might take a little bit, but as you can see, we're accelerating the pace by quite a bit to put out those quests and QLL stuff. One thing I want to mention, someone asked. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, for example, right, I'm starting to see that we get a lot of beacon stones, which, I'm not going to complain, but then the community has voiced this to me, and I'm just wondering if there's something that you guys are working on for veteran players besides just 4 cresting, 5 cresting, 5+. I mean, is there something in mind that you guys? Well, I don't know, maybe taking into consideration.
Do you mean like quests?
Just something just something that a veteran can say, "Oh yeah, I'm a veteran," instead of just getting 4+ or 5+, because beacon stones are getting more drops and stuff.
So
for example.
like I guess one thing you could say is the equips that get added to like say floor 17, those have exclusive equips. Obviously, if you have those, especially max limit broken, maybe you have the summoner's road equips, max limit broken, something like that. I guess that is also an expression. But one idea that has been floated around, again, I can't speak to this completely, is having some sort of like kind of achievement log in
badge.
a sense. Whether that's in the form of a badge, a profile thing, like maybe you can edit your profile a little bit. That's an idea that's been thrown around, but I don't want to give any exact things yet because I don't make any promises that aren't set in stone. But such ideas like that have been thrown around. Of course, you'll
I
probably
personally think that like crest skins would be awesome. Like, let's say in the new raid boss that's coming out, the top 10 finishers get a crest skin, or like top 100, they get a crest skin that has something to do with the raid boss, and then they can equip that to a crest, whichever crest they want, and then that shows that they are like a top finisher in that raid.
One thing to touch on real quick about that is, well, we did do crest skins recently. For those who remember, that was the reward for Monochrome. You want to post your Saitama? If you want to flex that, that's
I don't think image perms exist.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't. Okay, well, maybe in another chat or something, I don't know. But if people have seen it before, we did have crest skins, but very limited. So it was for the top 4 players. It could happen in the future. One thing that might not be considered about that is one problem it has is reducing clarity in the sense that when you see a 4+, when you see a 5+, you know what it is without even tapping and looking at it. One problem about having the skins is all of a sudden it becomes unclear, kind of becomes visually inconsistent, things like that. That's my personal opinion. That's not saying it could never happen. Things like that have been suggested, and of course, if you put it on the survey in the suggestion channel, that's the thing that can be revisited. But I would say there's some challenges about crest skin specifically. So I'm not sure if those will be like super common, but it could be more in the future. Like maybe if there's another tournament, maybe if there's some sort of event where it can give like a different type of skin. But it does have drawbacks in having that and reducing consistency and clarity.
What do you think about like titles, like having a title next to your name, or maybe like when somebody looks at your friend unit, like I don't know, just anything that customizes or personalizes your account.
Mm-hmm.
Any like emblems or calling cards, anything like that.
That is kind of what I was talking about when I mentioned like on your profile or maybe on your name or something like that. Whether it's like some kind of symbol, like an emblem, like you mentioned. Again, the idea is has been in existence. I don't necessarily have a status update on it, but it is something I think is pretty cool. Whether that's like status on I don't know how long you've played, what kind of quests you've beaten, things like that. That remains to be seen. But it is something that we're open to, of course. I think it's a cool idea myself. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah.
What do you think about guilds?
Guilds. So this was answered by Yamapi in like a previous live stream, and also actually for those who went to Anime Expo, you'll have heard me talk about it. So I'm not going to spend too long on it, but long story short, it's not like currently planned, like in the sense that some people would think of that system, because at the end of the day, basically, it'd be like kind of rebuilding systems that people already use. We talked about an example being Discord. A lot of people would do communication on Discord, and I think it's rare nowadays that people will, really get into like a communication kind of system or kind of a chat within the game. It also mean having to build something that's like better than Discord, for example, and put it in the game, and that takes a huge amount of resources. And for something that which most players will maybe not even join, or they'll just kind of use existing services anyway designed towards that. But again, I don't think it would be like out of the question. I want to say, but I do know like Yamapi and the director have said that it's not like a priority or something that they think is like the best use of dev time and resources. So, yeah. One thing I want to mention, someone talked about, sorry, real quick in the chat. Someone asked about. I guess we'll put this to rest, but someone wanted to talk about like the free Crystal Pass trial. Some people will know that originally it came out, right, and there's also, if I'm not mistaken, there's no free trial in JP, unless I'm mistaken. So this was also something for global. So it was an exclusive perk. At the end of the day, it's a free thing. So a lot of people have been kind of upset that essentially, a free thing became like a little less, luxurious. And it never existed on JP where you got the like 10 paid crystals for free. A lot of people have kind of theorized this and that. At the end of the day, there's kind of two big things about it. The biggest thing is that it creates a very huge accounting and legal issue to have crystals given out and used, classified as paid crystals that were not paid for. Creates huge accounting and legal implications that the average person probably would not expect. I can't really go into detail on that, but it's not like, oh, we hate new players, this or that. I mean, it was something exclusive to global anyway, so it's kind of like a special thing that's happening. And at the end of the day, it was free. And then also one big issue was that you would have a lot of players who, used legal third-party software to create tens, hundreds, in some cases even thousands of instances of creating accounts using those paid classified crystals that they got, from the free trial, on a huge scale. Right, so those people would try to make those accounts, have them set to claim the free trial, use the paid crystals, and then try to sell accounts, which is against terms of service. Sometimes we'd have people that they bought accounts and they get banned, and they wonder why they get banned, and we reveal to them why, and they'll either try to lie about it or to say, oh, I didn't know this or that. I'll just clarify it now, but wherever you get it from, buying account, trading, selling, whatever, familiarize yourself with the terms of service. But a lot of those people would attempt to sell those accounts that were using those multi-instanced paid crystals, right? So overall, it's basically just kind of an issue that is unavoidable, unfortunately. But we did, for those notice, again, I talked about it, we gave out 3 max elixirs, in the following months after that. And still at the end of the day, it's a free thing. You don't even have to put in your payment details to claim a free trial. And it's not auto renewing, so you don't have to worry about forgetting. You can just claim it for free, even if you never plan on buying anything with real money. You just just a free thing you can have. So I would suggest too, if no one's claimed it yet, you might as well get it. But yeah, so that's
for the max elixirs. Were those max elixirs just at that time period, or is a max elixir a login reward for a new account?
So at the time, so we had it was, I believe, 3 different login bonuses spaced apart. But as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, we're thinking about ways to have it so that whenever you start, you'd have access to it, right? So obviously, if you were there for those, you would get them. But if you were too late, unfortunately, you wouldn't. So that's why I mentioned about kind of thinking about maybe other than login bonuses, like a different kind of a way for new players to have that kind of head start. So that's one kind of replacement you could see. But I just wanted to clear that up because a lot of people have this misinformation, kind of misunderstanding going on about that. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff is we can't talk about the details, but yeah, that's basically the gist. Yeah, so I think we've been going about 2 hours actually, so this is much longer than usual streams and stuff, but I think it's good that we were able to get a lot of questions and clear the air on things. And yeah, really give time to communicate with you guys, the players, talk to you guys, community leaders as well as you guys in the chat. I think I want to go ahead and close it out. But before I do, anyone
Can I ask
have
one
any?
more question?
Yeah. Oh, okay. One more. We'll have one more.
All right. Okay. For the GS popularity contest, you said that was a global thing, right? It's a global popularity contest?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year's was the JP popularity contest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then
that's how
JP
the
got
new emperor
the
was
new
born.
emperor. Yep.
Yeah.
So for the global popularity contest, would that mean that this unit that we get out of the popularity contest would come out on global at the same time as it would come out on JP? Because it's a global popularity contest?
It's hard to know the schedule this early, but I would be very surprised if it didn't come out either first on global or at least at basically the same time. I would be very surprised.
That's global
right.
W.
Yeah, because I mean it is the the global voted one, so yeah.
So would there be a chance? Would there be a chance for global to get a crossover first before JP? I'm just curious.
I mean, it's not out of the question, but I mean, at the end of the day, the content itself
there has been
made
multiple times that we've gotten crossovers before them, right?
well, there have been
one segment with Jaime,
rerun crossovers where they didn't get them.
Yeah,
they're
global exclusive reruns, yes.
Yeah, but as far as a brand new crossover, I mean, if it did come to global first, it wouldn't necessarily be a long time in advance, because at the end of the day, the JP team, there's a team who makes the art, the illustrations, the pixel art, the music, the voice lines. For those who maybe if you play with Handoff, all of those things, all of the units have original voice acting. Even if it's a crossover unit, it's not like we copy and paste audio files from the anime. All the voice actors, we have the director of the anime oftentimes, the director on the JP team, all coming into the studio to record voice lines. All of that takes a huge amount of time, and it's done on the JP side first. So The only instance that it would be like really feasible to release it first on global is if it was going to be very similar time anyway, because there wouldn't necessarily be a reason to have it on global and then several months later on JP, unless there was like maybe the schedule was too full or something like that. But yeah, yeah. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy Rage.
Anybody else got a question?
Okay, but more so questions. We'll close questions for now because we're running out of time. Does anyone have any like kind of final, I guess, comments they want to express?
I think I was like, when I was learning about the things that we were gonna announce in this live stream, I was so hyped. I cannot wait for the episode 3 of Grand Crusade. I can't wait for the banner with FM Heart, Kirasame, SGL, Roy, Fen. I can't wait for Super Forever summons. I still don't have War God Fen, so I have 4 months to get him. And Black Friday deals, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit of a whale, just a little bit. So those I might have to buy a couple. And then Young Emp, he's why I'm gonna have to buy a couple. So I'm super excited for the near future of GS.
Yeah, first,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for inviting us to the live stream. This is awesome to have actual vocals. I mean, like to talk to you guys and everything, and have questions. But then all this update, I'm excited about it too. This is a W for us. The Black Friday sale, man. You know what? $2 at least. That's value. That's a lot of value, and I know I'll buy a lot of these too, which I don't really want to do because I still got to buy diapers. But then I still do it.
Yeah, make sure you get your priorities in.
Yeah. But definitely, and all these updates, I'm happy about it right now so far.
It's nice to hear. Thank you to guys for the guests.
Thank you for the GS team for reaching out and asking me if I wanted to do this. This was a lot of fun, and thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching.
Yep, especially the Grand Summoners community.
Yeah, thank you guys. Obviously, you guys make the game. I understand. It's important to really have this kind of communication every now and then. I'm glad we were able to have this live stage. I understand maybe everyone didn't hear like everything exactly what they wanted to, but hopefully, even if you disagree at certain times, we came to more of like an understanding, and people could kind of like understand various things that have been happening to global, will happen. I hope that at least shed some light. I know it kind of dragged on for a bit, but thank you for your attention, for participating. We will have a archive up on our YouTube channel pretty soon after the live stage ends. For those who maybe you missed the first half, something like that, you'll be able to kind of go back in and see all that. But anything from the staff team? Final comments before we close it out?
I think the biggest point that I can really make is just everyone in the chat, stop worrying about the pity change. It's not coming for many months. There will most likely be more changes coming along with it that will make adjustments to it as well. And in a lot of cases, you guys are thinking about the worst case scenario of needing to pity many units back to back, when realistically, you're gonna get the unit you want before you hit pity at least once.
Yeah, I think definitely it's. I mean, a lot of people are panicking when not necessarily understanding the whole situation, and no change has happened yet, and there's some misinformation going around, things like that. Hopefully, I was able to clear up misinformation. But yeah, so I think there's a lot more like positives than negatives. You can call me biased, but I really do think that's true. I'm really excited for the future myself. I mean, I really want Emperor 2. I'm probably going to go all the way if I don't get lucky.
Yeah.
I'm pitying him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to do so. But yeah, exciting for me. Everyone's situation is different, but roll for who you want. The games. We play games to enjoy. To have fun, to relax, maybe to be a little competitive. But yeah, hopefully everyone can enjoy themselves. Look forward to the updates coming along, and we can continue to grow both as a community and as a game. But yeah, thank you once again to the guests for joining us, both the Discord team and to our two YouTuber guests. I'll put real quick a link to their channels once again in the live stage summary chat. Also, a reminder for giveaway: expect to be contacted within about a week. Make sure to respond within a week. I will contact you. Don't worry about messaging me. But yeah, thanks for all your attention. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. So goodbye, and yeah, happy summoning. So bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.
See
Thanks
ya.
for coming to the
Everyone.
live
See y'all, everyone.
stage.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Good night or good morning or
Bye, everyone.
whatever it is. Wait, Sans, is there an after party?
I don't even know if there's going to be an after party because I don't know if there's anyone else to actually host
No
with
karaoke
me.
this time?
I
Where's
don't
Gian?
think
No karaoke
so.
this time?
He's
That's sad.
busy, I'm pretty sure, so I don't believe he's even available.
Oh no.
And also, it's carried on a bit longer than it normally does, so I should